You straight up cuckooed that dude, bro. Oh my God.
You've got all your Charger gear on because
feeling fresh as hell.
Well, you guys better enjoy it.
The fans loved it.
You have to love what you're seeing on tape if you're a Chargers fan, especially for the future with Justin Herbert.
On the move and throws and touchdown.
Do this together.
Players, coaches, staff, fans, together we can create something truly special.
Stay tuned for some good content.
Well, howdy, stranger. Welcome back to the Charger Chat. I'm your co-host, Wooldog, sitting with my buddies, Kev, Hug, and Duggan.
Well, how the hell are you guys?
I'm doing pretty darn good. Let's not forget Kyle, the coach, Duggan.
Well, daggum, boys. How we doing?
Son of a bitch.
Oh, shit.
All right, folks. Well, we are post preseason game 2. Not the greatest game, but we're still gonna have ourselves an episode here, folks, because there is tons to talk about. Obviously, we've got the preseason game. All In dropped. We're gonna be talking a lot about that. Taking a look at some stats and some quotes from around the league, and as always, a Bolt Insight, Fan Focus, and Ask Boltfam. But first and foremost, folks, the top 100 players came out. At least, we got down to the bottom 50, I should say specifically. We saw the top 50.
We had a couple guys. There was a little bet happened last.
There's a couple guys that popped up that you didn't think were going to pop up yet.
Yeah, it was a surprise. About 4 players in, I saw my man Austin Eckler come in at number 46. I think it's a crime. I think it's wrong.
So what happens now? What happens now?
Well,
dog.
I mean, a bet's a bet. So, for those that didn't hear, I made a friendly bet with the Duggan brothers that Austin Eckler would be in the top 20 easily. But apparently, my opinion and the opinion of the NFL slightly vary. So the bet was whoever lost would wear something ridiculous for the next episode, and so far, I'm not ridiculous yet, I don't think. So let's fix that. Give me just 1 second. All right, folks, I've asked the Duggan brothers to close their eyes. You're seeing it now, but on a count of 3, 1, 2, 3.
Oh, shit.
I hope you all are ready.
Top of the morning
for
to
this,
ya.
the entire episode.
Our lucky charm.
I feel like Buzz Lightyear as he's soaring into the rainbow right now.
You do have a buzz cap. Why did they make it blue?
The sky? I don't know. I don't know. But seeing as this is an episode where we're basically from the chest up, this felt like the right move when I went to Spirit Halloween store. So.
Oh, shit.
That's
I got an idea. This
Yes.
is very leprechaun-y. It's got a leprechaun over the rainbow kind of energy.
Oh, yeah.
What do you think of this? Kyle and I each get one time during the show where we say Lucky Charms, and whatever voice you're in, whatever you're doing, you have to go to a leprechaun voice.
Oh, okay.
All right, done. Kyle, you get one, I get one. We don't have to use them at the same time.
I don't remember that being part of the bet, but that's fine. I'm a team player. I'm here to play.
I
take this very seriously.
Hold on. He was 46. I think we get a couple more bets.
Yeah, you were way off.
Punishment.
Well, do you agree that he should be number 46?
No.
It was close.
No,
that's what I thought.
But I knew that the NFL was not going to vote him any higher, being that he wasn't a Pro Bowler.
I think it's ridiculous to be.
I think it's crazy.
46. The running back that
I think
scores
you're
the most points. Well,
I can't take you seriously at all.
Tomato. All right. Well, let's take a look at the rest of the list. Austin
I don't know if I could do this for an hour.
Hey, you wanted this.
Okay.
Austin Eckler, 46. Derwin James, 43.
That's crazy.
I mean, I guess, and I'm seeing NA, so Austin Eckler didn't even make the list.
Last year.
Derwin James didn't even make the list.
He was hurt all last year.
Yeah.
I suppose.
Yeah.
Yes.
And Austin had his breakout. So he went from nothing to 46. That is pretty good.
That is pretty
big
solid.
jump.
Out of the 100 to 46. That's pretty solid.
And then Justin Herbert, 40. I didn't see that. That makes no sense to me.
Absolute blasphemy.
Yeah.
But whatever. Again, not our choice. And then they just jumped by 5. Keenan Allen, 35. Joey Bosa, 30.
Joey Bosa at 30 makes sense. Top 30 in the NFL is pretty solid. That's a stud.
I mean, the great thing I'm seeing about all of these guys is they're all going up. The stock is rising. There's nobody that went down a notch or anything like that. Everybody went up. But then some other notable players that we saw, Nick Bosa was 25, and he was also not rated last year. So the guy went from 0 to 25.
He tore his ACL. He was out all last year.
Big brother doesn't like that shit. He doesn't like that. Yeah. They love each other. They're brothers and everything, but that's not a good look, Joe. No. You should probably get pissed off about that.
I'm sure he is.
Yeah.
And then Joe Burrow, 21.
That's just the Super Bowl talk, and that's all that is. He's a good quarterback. That's just the Super Bowl talk.
But also not rated last year. Just jumped to 21. So also, I don't get it. Yeah. Doesn't make sense to me. And here we are.
This is all ridiculous.
Imagine how highly Justin will be rated once we get and make a push in the playoffs.
Oh, yeah. It'll be a completely different story. All of these guys,
getting the respect of his peers already, and he's not done anything in the playoffs yet.
Yeah. So here we are. I've got my head in the clouds, and we're doing the episode like this. All right, gang. Well, now let's look over at the Charger Chat Fantasy League. We talked about this a couple episodes ago about having you guys give us submissions. Thank you all for your submissions. There were some fantastic ones that we saw. And we wish, honestly, that we could have everyone who submitted to join us. It was impossible to select just 3. So we decided to pull the names from a hat, make it as fair as we possibly can. So here are the new teams. First team in the fantasy football, the Brisket Broads, Heather and Mary, first year playing fantasy football. Congratulations. Yes.
Welcome.
I hope you at least have fun because we're going to kick your butt. Second team, great name, Bolts and Hose.
I like it. I like this name.
Corey and Nick. These are 2 best friends who recently moved apart, plan to keep their bromance alive with their new team.
Just keeping them together.
All
about love.
Keeping the bonds.
Yeah, keep them together.
Keep the bromance burning. And then finally, team 3. I love this name. Peeping Tomlinsons, Nat and Zach. This is a brother team that promised to have the whole team crying week 1 like Derek Carr.
Yeah, and I messed that up. It's Nate. Definitely Nate and Zach.
Fantastic. Nate. Nate and Zach, I apologize. Just read
Don't apologize. You got a rainbow on your head, my guy.
Anything you say works in this episode.
Yeah. No one could be offended by you.
Me? So, folks, we are doing the draft this Saturday night at 7:45 Pacific Standard Time. We are working on the logistics for a live stream with everyone. Either way, it will be recorded and you will be able to see it. So stay tuned for more details. So, all right, let's move it on to the next topic here, folks. All in, first episode dropped right into our lap. And it was titled, Get Your Mind Right.
It was so good, man. I've been waiting for this for so long. And it was a weird episode, though, because there's so many interesting things going on with the Chargers. They like getting Khalil Mack was just like a blip. Okay, he's here. Like they didn't go into any depth on any of them. They were just like, all right, well, we just got to get to it because there's so much going on for this team. So I was expecting more of that, but it was pretty awesome. I'm pumped.
Oh, it was a really good insight. I mean, we basically got to see what the rookies endure as they go into the team, and not just the guys that were drafted, all the undrafted rookies that were coming in and having Staley give them a talk. I mean, again, just another inspiring speech from Staley.
Yeah, he's chock full of them.
Chock-a-block full of inspiredness. But it was a fantastic episode, folks. I highly recommend checking it out. Take my word for it. This is a face you can trust. Go check out the All In episode 1.
Shit.
And every couple weeks thereafter.
Yeah, I think my favorite part about this episode was the idea that he was remembering Chargers history.
Yeah, it was nice.
I feel like what you think of as Charger history, it's not like a winning history in all respects. Like we'd never won a Super Bowl.
Right.
We've had a couple stretches here and there where we're competitive. But like being proud to be a Charger, hearing that from inside of the team and from the leader of our organization, man, that got me fired up. Like him talking about Junior Seau and LT and Gatesy and
Bambi.
That's just cool, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I mean, we don't have trophies to speak of, but these are guys that have set records in the league that will stand for probably quite some time. So they have certainly left their mark, and it's inspiring to these guys. Like you can be this guy, but you got to put in you got to put in the time, got to put in the work. We're not talented. We're tough guys. We're a tough team. Imagine if he gave that speech wearing this hat. I'm just saying.
See.
All right. Well, now let's take a look back at the preseason game 2. Chargers and Cowboys.
Lucky Charms.
Well, they they came into the game and they were ready to play. We were expecting great things. We knew that we were going to see the running backs give it a go. But it didn't go quite that way. We saw Easton Stick start off the game in the first half, and this wasn't the Easton Stick that we saw end the game in the last preseason game. He was 11 for 20 and 134 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception, and a fumble Ruski that got recovered by the other team as well. So, yeesh.
That wasn't the best setup for him, honestly. And then, Chase didn't do well. Like what I saw was that Easton did a lot better with the third string guys, and Chase just wasn't able to do anything with the third string guys this game.
Mm-hmm.
The one thing that I liked about what Easton did is he got Josh Palmer the bar, right?
Oh, yeah.
Chase Daniel could not get our best receiver on the field the ball. At least Easton knew how to get the ball to the right guy.
Right.
The first interception, it was an airmail, bad throw, bad decision, just wasn't good. But everything else that he did, I thought was pretty efficient for the most part. He got the ball out quick. He throws that ball on a line. Like some of those out routes, they were long throws. They got on him quick. So I'm still Team Easton Stick as the backup right now, as the number 2 guy. So, but I don't know. Everyone's like Chase Daniels, a vet. He's been there a long time. I think the thing that Chase Daniels has going for him is he's a QB coach. So you get that extra QB coach in the room for a number 2 that you hope you never have to have. I just and there's nothing that we're going to see on the field that's going to remove that or maybe even overcome that for Easton Stick's situation. So.
Right.
I don't know. It almost feels insignificant watching them play because I think that Chase Daniel already has the $2 million contract. He already has what he's gonna provide of that vet with all the experience. I guess I saw a stat. He up in his NFL career. He's been paid $200K for every completion that he's had. So it's not like he's played a lot of football. He's been on a lot of teams, but. Right. Yeah, I don't know. I've kind of moved on from the wonder of who is the backup quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we got what we want. He hasn't played yet. The one thing about Chase Daniel that was tough in this game is like he kept targeting Jason Moore. I don't know if you guys saw that. It was like back-to-back plays. They would just eliminate a drive, and Jason Moore dropped 6 balls. Oof. He only had 2 completions on 8. He just kept dropping stuff. It was like on his hands. So. That didn't help his. It was Moore's worst game I've seen him play. He hasn't played very much, but the volume he was getting, he just was not making any plays until and then finally got to Bandy a little bit, and it got interesting. But yeah, Moore didn't look good, and that kind of made Chase look that much worse. Kept throwing it to him.
Well, they basically came out today saying that they were planning on holding 3 QBs through the season. So it really does kind of feel like a moot point. It's just kind of seeing what the guys on the other end can do. But looking over at the rushing side, this was the game that we were expecting. We were going to see Spiller and Roundtree and Joshua Kelly in the first half, and then Lenny Brown and Kevin Marks Jr. in the second half. And I mean, I'm looking at the stats right now.
It
The
all
top
went to
rusher
shit.
was frickin' Easton Stick.
Yeah, it was a
Not a
shitty
good
day.
rushing
No.
attack.
No, it was a shit day for sure.
No, Joshua Kelly had 7 carries for 18 yards. Roundtree 4 for 11. Lenny Brown 5 for 11. Kevin Marks Jr. 4 for 10. And Isaiah Spiller 3 for 3.
Yeah, and then he got hurt, came up limp, and
Right.
walked off. Thank God, but he did get hurt in that game, which
Yeah.
it looks like it's going to be lingering at least a couple weeks, and we'll see how long that takes for him to get back on the field.
Right. It was frustrating from that perspective. On the receiving side, like Kyle said, seeing Palmer get the ball, that was huge. And obviously on that long 41-yarder, that was quite the catch. That was pretty impressive for Palmer to get.
Yeah.
And also getting that touchdown was also just great to see for Palmer. And Michael Bandy also making himself another presence again in game 2, 69 yards. His longest was 17 yards, also getting a touchdown. They're definitely battling it out for the receiving position for getting in that position. I mean, the one guy that we didn't see this particular game was Joe Reed. Didn't really make himself a presence this game. So gave it to Palmer. Let Palmer had some fun out there.
Yeah.
All right. Well, and then the freaking
The special teams, man. What the fuck happened, man? That was just that was old Charger special teams. That was just like things that we're used to seeing, and come on, Ficken, we can't do that. It's got to be fixed.
Right.
Can't handle it. My heart can't handle it.
No.
Hopefully it's just like a going through the preseason, and then they realize, look, we don't have coverage, guys. Every kickoff has to be through the back of the end zone, and every punt has to be out of bounds.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Just don't ruin the game with special teams.
Yeah.
Just play
Right.
conservative and be a middle of the pack special teams.
Yeah.
Okay? Like get over it. I know that's your only job as special teams coordinator, but get over yourself and stop making us look bad.
Yeah.
Because that's what happened.
You
on
hear that,
Saturday.
Ficken? Get over it.
Get over it, Ficken. Can't take you
Picture this
seriously with
face.
this hat.
Get
is
over
killing
it.
me. Killing me.
Well, we weren't the only ones that were unhappy about the performance. Brandon Staley in the post game had some words of his own, said it was a really poor first half for us, about as poorly as you can play, and that really put us behind overall. I didn't like the way the first half felt or looked really in all 3 phases. When you have 2 turnovers and give up 2 special teams touchdowns, that's the way the score is going to look. In the second half, we played better. I'm glad that we responded well. We'll learn a lot from this tape for sure. So just overall, it wasn't a great game.
I hadn't seen Staley, we're reading his quote, but he was pretty upset. He was.
Oh, yeah.
I haven't seen him quite like this in a post-game presser.
Yeah.
He was it was like that dad thing. I'm not mad. I'm just disappointed.
Disappointed.
Yeah.
Like he was just disappointed.
Yeah.
And that, I don't like disappointed Staley.
No.
I don't like it. I don't like
No,
that.
not a
sad face.
fan. I mean, but he's got to do it. I mean, he's got to. The one thing that I love about Staley in every aspect of this is that he's been honest about what his feelings are and how things have gone. And he wore it on his sleeve for this particular interview. He went on to talk about the special teams and said, I was disappointed because that's not the way we practiced this week. Staley said, that's not the way the guys performed in practice. So to come out and play that way, they're going to learn a lot from that. They're going to learn the entire NFL is watching. We're watching the entire NFL. That's why these games are important when you're playing, and you need to make sure that you perform, or else, we'll find someone else who can. There will be a lot of people that learn a lot from this tonight.
Whoa, coach.
Going to learn today.
You better get on it quick because we got eyes on all the other games and we looking at other players.
Yeah.
That was
Well, it's
intense.
truth.
I haven't heard him say it was the truth, and he gives us that. He absolutely gives us that in his pressers. He doesn't pull any punches.
Mm-mm. No, I mean, he's not somebody that's going to be like, yeah, well, we could have been better, and we're going to get back to practice and work on fundamentals or something like that. He's like, no, man, like
Bill Belichick?
no,
Yeah.
Is that what you were doing?
We're on to next week.
Was that your best
we're
Bill
on to next
Belichick?
week. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, because I mean I think it had to be said because of all the moves that we've made this offseason. The expectations for this team is through the roof, and so for the preseason game to get just handled that badly, is frightening. Now, I mean, we all talk about like it's not the first stringers out there. These are guys that are fighting for positions, but it's like, hey, man, I'm seeing games where these guys, second and third stringers are killing it out there, and they're doing a great job. This isn't, just a us problem. Or it is an us problem, but it's, they got to tighten it up. They got to get it back on track.
Yeah, we'll see what happens this third game because they're cutting more people, so we're going to get less and less personnel. It's going to be pretty clear what's going on, and rather not go 0-3 in the preseason. I know it doesn't matter, but still, pride thing.
Yeah. All right. Well, looking at news from practice, Los Angeles Chargers linebacker Kenneth Murray Jr. will return to practice today. So I know this is coming out Tuesday, but we record this on Monday, so it's good to see Kenneth Murray coming back to practice.
Yeah, I didn't. Well, that kind of wasn't on our radar, and all of a sudden, it was like,
who else kind of forgot about him?
Honestly, yeah.
Good to get him back out there. Staley talked about K9 and said, I think there is enough time for him to be ready for the beginning of the season. We're going to work with him, an individual, this week. I know he's excited to do that. I know he's worked really hard to get back, and I'm really proud of him, and I'm super excited to coach him today.
The fact that he could be on the field week one, like I thought this was like a longer thing. Like it was mid-season we'd get him back.
Mm-hmm.
So this is promising for sure. He is, when he's playing well, he's great. He's a first-round pick.
Right.
We just haven't seen that consistently because he's been hurt so much.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and remember last year they did the whole experiment trying to put him on the edge and become a edge rusher. There's no need for that anymore. We have the edge rusher. So focus in on playing that middle backer. All right.
No.
Dumbo with your rainbow ears.
Not today.
Not today. It looks like you're plugging your ears. The clouds look like you're plugging your ears. You don't want to listen to us. That's awesome. Pretty much. It's the vibe.
Well, let's look at an inspiring quote that came from Kenneth Murray. Said, no one is stronger or more dangerous than a man who can harness his emotions, his past, use it as fuel, as ammunition, as ink to write the most important letter of your life. Roger that. Go time.
Let's go, man.
Yes.
Got nothing to lose. Go.
Yeah, be dangerous.
Time
be
to
dangerous.
Go. Yeah, be dangerous. Empty the tank. Give us all you got. And then looking over at Daniel Popper, this came out, J.C. Jackson out of practice, and he followed up the tweet saying that it was injury related. Now,
but gave us nothing else.
Well, the from what I read,
Popper.
The coaches didn't give him anything else. From what I understand, they asked, "Hey, what's up with J.C. Jackson?" and they refused to give a reason. So
maybe his tummy hurts.
Yeah, maybe boom boom.
He's got the shits. Leave him alone.
It could be as simple as that. It doesn't have to be a huge thing, but we know how Staley and this coaching staff is with injuries, and the thought of possibly somebody might getting close to an injury, something feels a little sore, they're out for 3 days.
Yeah.
Well, we would have heard about it. It's not as if JC played in the game.
No.
So this is something that happened 3 days ago. If it was something serious, it would have been broken all over Twitter. It would have been on ESPN.
Or he tripped down the stairs or something yesterday.
Stubbed his toe.
Something.
Yeah.
Something dumb happened, and he just is out for today. I'm sure he'll be back ASAP.
Yeah, with no reason. I mean, if it was season ending, we would know it was season ending.
We would know about it. Yeah.
And then running back Isaiah Spiller will miss the final preseason game due to an ankle, and there is a chance that he will miss the season opener week 1 against the Raiders. Brandon Staley said.
What is it? Why do some people just get? Injuries just boggle my mind. It's just such that sucks.
It's a crapshoot, and he didn't get injured at Texas A&M. Like he was healthy, played every game. So let's just hope that his 20 is he 20? He's really young. That 20-year-old body can heal as quickly as possible because
it'll bounce back.
This 38-year-old body is getting sore sleeping on my arm wrong.
You sleep wrong, yeah.
I'm not coming back from anything anytime soon. So let's hope that he can just bounce back like the 20-year-old he is.
Well, I'm hoping you don't make the injury report because you slept wrong. Maybe that's why J.C. Jackson didn't play today.
Oh, dude, my left elbow, I don't know. It doesn't work. Didn't do anything, just slept weird on it. That's how old I'm getting.
Different mattress. That's what happens.
Yeah.
And then looking at some other guys, Deion Leonard, Ty Shelby are expected to be out this week Dion dealing with a hamstring, and Ty Shelby dealing with a groin injury. And then safety Alohi Gilman and Mark Webb, very questionable for Friday. And Donald Parham.
I've never seen the very questionable.
Very
it's in quotes
questionable.
as
There's
well.
different levels of questionable. Kind of questionable.
Extremely
Maybe
questionable.
questionable. Very questionable.
Very questionable.
And Donald Parham still with the hamstring, and Devon Campbell still with the knee, will be out this week. So not going to see some of these guys in the preseason. I would have liked to have seen more Mark Webb. I think that was a guy that was getting
the guy
hyped
can't
up.
stay healthy.
No.
He's very
Becoming
questionable right now.
Very
Yeah,
questionable.
So maybe we'll see him, maybe we won't. But yeah, it's unfortunate to see some of these injuries popping up. Josh Palmer also was going into
Concussion protocol. Yeah.
So I mean,
Get it all out of your system. Let's get it all done.
Get
We
it
still
out of
got
the system,
3
yeah.
weeks till the preseason. So
please.
2 weeks and some change, but we'll
Yeah.
get there.
Do you know who's not hurt?
Who's that?
Justin Herbert. You know who
No,
else
he's-
isn't hurt?
Damn right.
Keenan Allen. You know
That's
who's
right.
Right.
That's why I don't play these guys in the
No.
preseason. They're fine.
No,
They're ready
I mean,
to rock.
almost the whole starting defense is not hurt. Well, minus JC Jackson, but that's because they didn't play.
His tummy.
So, if you feel like playing, you can come on over to chargechat.com. Come play with us. Have some fun. We've got t-shirts, hoodies, and stickers. We've got a member section where you can chat it up with other Charger Chatteteers and ask questions and Ask Boltfam. So come on over. Come play with me as I bust my little chin strap here. Too big for this. This is clearly not made for a man of my size.
It's too much beard. It's too much beard.
And folks, if you are watching this on YouTube, please, feel free to hit the subscribe button. Give it a little clicky do.
Click Rooney.
Helps us out. You want to help us out, right? You don't want me showing up at your door going, "Hey, why didn't you subscribe?" You got a reason? I'd love to hear it.
I can't take you seriously.
All right, gang. Well, now let's go into something a little more serious. It is the next segment. It is Bolt Insight. Let's go to it.
As soon as that clock starts, your ass is mine.
When I met Justin Herbert, man, that dude is big as hell.
The goal is to just keep it rolling.
Come in hype because we have a lot of things to be excited about.
All right, guys, we are back with another Bolt Insight, and we are super lucky to have Stephany from Beauty and the Bolts. What is going on, Stephany?
Hey, how's it going? Thank you for having me.
Oh, absolutely. I'm excited to meet you. We know a lot about you, but we're finally meeting for the first time, so this is exciting. The way we kick these things off every single time we talk to somebody new, we got to find out, how did you become a Charger fan?
My story, well, it was kind of, I call it love at first sight. I went to a game at Qualcomm in San Diego, and I was second row on the 50-yard line. And I had no idea about football. Like, I knew a little bit, went to high school games, but I really didn't understand, like, the energy, the excitement, the fans. And just being there, I was just amazed. And it kind of, like, sucked me in, and it made me more interested. And I kind of wanted to learn a little bit more about the Chargers and the game. And I just call it love at first sight. From then, I just fell in love with the team, and my love kept growing.
That's amazing. And we were talking a little bit before we started. You have done something that I find so amazing, and I wish one day I can accomplish such a feat. In one season, you went to 15 Charger games.
Yes.
Oh
and
my
it's crazy.
God. Tell us about that. What was that like?
It was amazing. I was tired at the end of the season, I will admit, but it was awesome. I had a good time. I was actually going through a divorce at the time, so I was finding myself, and I found excitement going to the games and just being around the Bolt fam and just going to all these events, and I loved it. It was so cool, like literally almost traveling with a team, chasing them all over. And I had the opportunity to meet a few of them too, kind of ran into them in like hotels at different places, but it was lots of fun.
That's
I
amazing.
wish I could still do that, but I can't.
God,
It's hard.
that's on my bucket list. 1 year, I just want to be tag. I just want to tag along for a whole season. That sounds absolutely amazing. And it's so cool. You have a YouTube channel. You do Beauty and the Bolts on YouTube. And it's cool because you do game day vlogs. And I've seen these in the past. They're really fun. So how did the game day vlogs get started?
So with that, I mean, I kind of just started because I was going, and actually it was a season that I went to 15 games.
Oh, awesome.
Since I had the opportunity, I was blessed to be able to go to the games. There were so many people that were interested in wanting to know what the fan experience is like. So I thought, if I'm there, I might as well pick up a camera and record it. And like that, I can share that experience with people. And then also there was the stigma that there's no Charger fans.
Yeah.
So I wanted to show, hey, we exist. We're there. And let me show you Thunder Alley. Let me show you the away games, the tailgating there, the fan meetups, all of that experience. So that's kind of how it started. And then pretty much any home game I go to, or if I go to any away games, I also record that. Or if there's any like barbecues or little like Charger events, I like to try and share that love and joy with others.
I love it. And we saw a Yeti or Not unboxing, which we are huge fans. I got a little Herbie. I got a little Herbs right there. So
I think
we're on the same page.
Mine is actually right there.
Nice. They're hanging out. They're just chilling. I love it. So let's talk a little bit about, you're a part of Die Hard Bolt Club. So tell us a little bit about, just the community and like the energy about being a Die Hard Bolt Club member.
It's so amazing. I mean, I joined in 2019, and I'm so happy to be part of that. It's, Chargers is family. So, I mean, it's Boltfam, but DHBC is another level to that. And we just, there's so many different events. There's different opportunities to engage with each other. And it's just a really good, tight-knit community. And then also Enrique and the leadership that's behind it too, and the excitement and the energy that they bring and the new things that are coming up. They're constantly getting us excited. I also had the opportunity to become the treasurer of the LA North chapter, which is cool. So
awesome. Definitely
finding opportunities to be more involved. But it's really good to see a good group of people that are running an amazing club and all in the different chapters as well. And then the good that they do in the community. That's super important. And all the fundraisers and things that they do, it's really nice. And it's good to be with such an amazing group of people.
Yeah, that's amazing. We're so proud to be members, and we're excited to get to that first game and see everybody. And we got to talk a little bit about, because we're getting closer. It's happening. We're getting to that week 1 against the Raiders. This tailgate, for people that haven't been to Thunder Alley and haven't experienced like the Die Hard Bolt Club family and just people in general there, what is your takeaway? What would you say to people that haven't been there being at the tailgate?
You definitely want to come early, because I've seen some people that they end up coming like right when they're kind of shutting down. So, come on, have fun. If you don't have anything with you, there's usually like bars and food. You can make donations, but just come have fun. And just there's music, and you have so many different clubs there. Everybody is so welcoming. And even if you come with the other opposing team fan, we'll accept everybody as they are. And it's just a blast. It's awesome. It's a great way to kind of party it up and get that energy riled up before you go into the game.
Absolutely. It's not your fault if you're bringing an opposing team's fan. Like that's their poor choice that they chose that team. So that's
right.
We'll accept poor choices. That's totally fine.
We'll convert them.
Yes, that's our job. We got to convert them. So, week 1 Raiders, what are you most excited about for this first game?
So excited to see our starters on the field. I mean, first off, I really want to see Herbert. I mean, he's amazing. First, he started off amazing. And every year we see how he's doing a little bit better. So I'm kind of excited to see that. I'm also excited to see Bosa and Mac, going to the training camps. I've seen that synergy and that bond that they're kind of creating. I think Karen even had a picture that she posted where Mac's kneeling, Bosa standing. He's kind of getting closer. You always see them together at training camp. Yeah. So I'm really excited to see, what they bring to the table and just, the improvements that we made on defense and offense. I'm super excited.
Yeah, this week 1 can't come soon enough. So thank you so much for joining us, Stephany. It was an absolute pleasure meeting you, and I can't wait to meet you at the first game.
Yeah, I'll see you there. Thank you for having me. It was awesome to be on, and can't wait to see you at the next game.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
That's fantastic, Stephany. Thank you so much for coming on and chatting with Cab. I mean, just gushing over our boys and reminding us all that, I can't wait to see the first stringers freaking hit the field. I mean, these preseason games, I get it, they're essential, but man, a Shevitz, they're rough, man.
Yeah,
I want to see Herbie and our boys.
And the 15 games in one season, dude.
That's impressive.
Could you imagine? You didn't miss a game. It's like you hit everything.
You hit them all.
That's crazy. That's absolutely insane. I'd love to do that. We should definitely I don't know. That'd be an expensive season, but that would be fun.
That's a retired
say
kids
the
are out of the
least.
house.
Right.
There's
Yeah.
plenty of money laying around type of situation.
Jealous.
20,
how
25
rad that
years,
is.
something like that we can do.
Grandpa
Yeah.
Kev, Grandpa
old.
Kyle, Grandpa Wooly.
We're gonna have to be spending some money on seats too, because we're not climbing no steps to get up to the top.
No.
No, something comfy.
Ground level, please and thank you.
And we're breaking a hip.
Oh well, again, Stephany, thank you so much for coming on and chatting with
thank
Kev.
you.
was
Really
awesome. Thank
appreciate
you.
it. All right, well, now let's move it on to the next segment. It is Fan Focus. I'm excited to see this guy. This guy has been on my radar for the past few months, I should say. So let's get to it.
All right, guys, we are back with another Fan Focus, and we are super lucky to have Tony from San Gabriel. What is going on, Tony?
Nothing much. How have you been? How's it been, everyone?
Good, man. We're excited to have you. We feel like we know you, man. We've seen you on videos. We see you at the games. We see you everywhere. So what we want to do before we get into too much of that is, how did you become a Charger fan?
I became a Charger fan since I was 10 years old, and I really love the Chargers. I just chose my favorite team. I just love the colors.
Yeah, powder blue is the absolute best jersey in the NFL, and you made a good choice, sir. And I wanted to ask you, for your birthday this year, you met a very unique person. Mr. Derwin James surprised you, and it was a cool video the Chargers put out. What was it like meeting Derwin James?
It was like amazing meeting Derwin James. It was amazing. It was like a birthday gift. It was like a true meeting that dude.
That's so cool. And then I saw you on the sidelines. He saw you at one of the games or a preseason game, and you guys had your own special high five. Like, dude, you have your own high five with Derwin James. What's going on?
It was our handshake, our secret handshake. You know, it was at draft days, and it was fun. Just seeing him again, he just recognized me.
That's awesome, dude. And then, we see you on Twitter a lot. You're always posting, you're tagging everybody in all these awesome posts, and we love when you tag us. What is it like being a part of such a cool, Twitter family and, having all these friends on Twitter?
Oh, my gosh. It just feels amazing meeting all these people, friends. Feel like we're, together as a family in Twitter. I feel like we meet them in real life. It feels amazing meeting them in real life. Even Jen, too. I call her the queen,
Queen Jen.
Even Karen too. Yeah, even Karen too. It feels amazing meeting all of these people.
That's awesome, man. And then, you've gone to games. Are you planning to go to any games? Are you going to be there at week 1 against the Raiders?
I think I won't be there in week 1, but I'm going to week 3 when we face the Jaguars.
Nice.
Look for me in Thunder Alley, I'll be in section 231. Got 2 tickets since last month, so I can't wait to go back again.
That's awesome, man. And then I wanted to ask you today, very recently, I don't know if you've seen it yet, but the new episode of All In just came out. Did you see it?
It was freaking amazing. All In. I just watched it. I'm like, oh my God. It was so amazing, man.
Yeah, it's so good. So it was kind of sad to see the end of last year and how that all finished, but the excitement and all the new players and that, Staley showing the rookies, all of our Charger legends. What was some of your favorite parts of seeing this All In episode?
Favorite part, Brandon Fields on today we're jogging. We're jogging to get high double team. That's my favorite part.
That's awesome, man. And then, tell us a little bit about, out of all the new players that we just picked up this year, which is the one that you're most excited to see play live?
Woo! Khalil Mack. I gotta go with the Mac Daddy.
I love it. Yeah, dude. Can you imagine what it's going to be like seeing Mac and Bosa on the field same time hunting quarterbacks?
They better watch out. All those quarterbacks will watch out. They get the Mac and Bosa the Mac attack.
I love it, dude. I love it. So, all right, well, let's get it and get you out of here on this. What has been your favorite Charger moment? For how long you've been a fan? What has been the best moment you've had as a Charger fan?
My gosh, there's so many moments. My favorite moment, like when we draft Derwin James in the draft, man, I was so excited. Even I was so excited when Derwin James was the rookie.
And now he's got a new contract, and you met him. He's been in your house somewhere right behind you. Derwin James was standing, and that's insane, dude.
Dude, it was just insane, man. I met the most top defensive safety ever.
Yeah, he seemed like a really nice guy too.
Yeah, and even he follows me on Twitter too. So yeah.
Dude, you got a follow from Derwin?
Dude, in my house, when he came, I asked him to follow me on Twitter, and he does.
That's amazing, man. That's so cool. And hey, it was an absolute pleasure meeting you, Tony. Thank you so much for coming on the podcast. And I hope to meet you at a game one of these days.
Oh yeah, I'll be at some games. I'll be at the Charger and Jaguar game. I think I will be at the Charger and Seahawks game. And I think in December I'll be at the Chargers and Titan game.
Nice.
It's gonna be an amazing season. Season around the corner. Let's get a dub against those Raiders, man.
Let's do it, man.
Can't wait. I hope to meet you too, man.
Yeah, likewise, brother. And yeah, let's keep talking, and we look forward to seeing you on Twitter. And yeah, man, it was a pleasure meeting you.
I'm wearing my Herbert White jersey. Let's get it.
It looks clean, dude. Keep it up, and we'll talk to you soon, brother.
I can't wait for this episode to come out.
You'll be on tomorrow. It's coming up.
Oh my gosh, I can't wait to hear it.
All right, man. Have a great night. Thank you so much.
No problem, man. Have a good night too. And bolt up, man.
Bolt up.
Give me the Mac Daddy. Am I right?
Am I
Come
right?
on. Let's go, Tony.
Love you, Tony, dude. It was so great meeting you, man. Love your energy, bro. Or love it.
Absolutely, dude. The smile says it all, man. Just getting the chance to meet Derwin James on his birthday, no less. And
So cool.
and having a secret handshake with freaking Derwin James, man. That is something pretty damn special. That is really cool to have there, Tony. So dude, yeah, love the interactions on Twitter and really hope to run into you over at Thunder Alley one day, man. That's gonna be a fun time, man. We're gonna have a good time. All right, gang. Well, now it's time to go into Ask Boltfam Rainbow Edition. Hope you're ready for it.
Time to put your money where your mouth is.
Hi, guys. Don't jam a thumb up his butthole. That's what you do. I wet myself in excitement.
Oh, so hungry.
Your thoughts are like totally appreciated.
Catch you later, dude.
Okay, love you, boy.
That's right, folks. Ask Bolt Fam starting off strong with our old friend Boltville 714.
Nice.
Who asked the question.
Hold on. You can't go full screen on me. You never go full screen with that on. Okay, sorry.
Yeah, better get used to it, big guy. Excuse me. This parking situation is ridiculous. All these people drinking out in the parking lot like a bunch of drunks and their loud music. Is this even legal? All I keep hearing are these Bolt gangster hooligans yelling, "F the Raiders and their bitch-ass QB." Anyways, I was at the game and after finally getting through the horrible lines just so I can get a water and popcorn, I saw the Cowboys gang people cheering because their special people scored a goal thing by running the ball all the way back. That didn't seem right. Anyways, I continued to watch, and before I knew it, there they were again, those Cowboy gangster cheering and other Bolt gangsters booing and their special people or something like that. I had enough and began demanding to speak to the manager. I wasn't sure what was happening, but even I could tell something wasn't right here, even though I don't know shit about I wanted to be heard. But of course, the security didn't do a damn thing. After throwing an Oscar-worthy performance of a tantrum, I realized that the Daddy Yankee concert was a week ago, and I had attended the wrong event. As I was leaving, I bumped into this Bolt gangster member, Boltville 714, who looked completely cross-faded as who kept yelling, "F the Raiders and their bitch-ass QB." He told me it's all about the CC gang and told me to bolt the f up. K-Love you, bye.
Oh, shit.
Okay, we got a little intense there.
That was awesome. That
came unclipped. Came undone.
Yeah, you would full send. I don't know shit about That might be my autobiography when this is all said and done.
That's on the tombstone?
Yeah, I don't know shit about
That's on the tombstone. He was a good man, but he didn't know shit about am I right?
Amen.
Amen.
Oh God.
Yeah, well, I guess it is. Your only question was whether or not it was legal, and yeah, it's legal.
Yeah, I think so.
You can do
Yeah.
it. Yeah,
Yeah,
do what you want.
plan on doing some of it in a few weeks, honestly.
That's right. So, Boltville714, thank you for
Thanks, man. That
asking
was
the
good.
question. Let's move it on now to a free.
Yeah.
Who asked the question? All right, fellas, with Eckler at number 46, Bosa at 30, and Allen at 35, it's safe to say that they got them right. Now, with Derwin James at 43 and Justin freaking Herbert at 40, what a bunch of malarkey. With that being said, do we see Mac and J.C. Jackson on the list this year? Also, if you had to trade one of our top 100 guys for another player, who are you trading for? Caleb, you buy.
I think J.C. Jackson is still coming. He's going to be the highest charger on this.
He's top
list.
20.
Got to be, right?
Yeah.
Which is crazy. And like, again, these lists don't mean a whole lot. This is voted on by the players. It's kind of it's a cool like honor.
Cooler
But it's
than the
crazy
other
that-
random lists.
It's crazy that the highest rated player on this list we just brought in and added to the team.
Doing something right.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely spending the money wisely for a top. Going to be what? How far did they get?
Top
I didn't
20.
See. Top
They went
20,
down to 20. Yeah.
So awesome to see. And if we had to trade one of our top 100 guys for another player,
No.
Nope. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. I love all these guys too much.
Because obviously we value Justin Herbert more than a top 40. What was he? 40 or 46?
He was 40.
Yeah,
It just doesn't matter.
No,
I wouldn't trade anybody for anybody. Like Eckler, who's the
who
who
wouldn't
was
trade
considered
shit for?
exactly. Like what do you trade? You trade Eckler for a different running back that's higher than him on this list.
Yeah,
but then it's not Eckler.
According to Rainbow over there, he should be a top 20. So I'm sticking with my 46.
Yeah, the Rainbow Warrior in the bottom screen has him as a top 5 guy.
Yeah,
and I will. That's what it'll say on my gravestone.
Eckler,
Rainbow
5.
guy,
Rainbow Warrior.
All right. Well, there you go. A free. Thank you for asking the question.
We just refused to answer his.
Yeah,
if
on
you
the
had
grounds
to
that
trade.
we wouldn't trade shit for.
I'm not. But I want to see these guys before I'm willing to do that. I want to see them all be on the same team for at least one game before I consider any of these scenarios, honestly. So I'm sorry if we dodged a very, very good question.
Well, I don't even know all the other guys on the top 100. I'm just seeing the Chargers, so I couldn't even tell you who else is on there.
Yeah,
that's my excuse. A free. Thank you for asking the question. Let's move it on now to Bollywood Herbert.
Nice.
Who asked the question?
On some UFC thing, Dan White and Gronk said that he and Tom were about to go to the Raiders until John Gruden called it off. To stick with Derek Carr? How happy are you that this didn't happen? And does your hate for Tom lessen because he also knows Derek Carr's a fraud?
This was a bombshell.
Yeah, that was crazy.
Yeah. Dana White just threw it out there, and it made sense. Everyone thought he was coming to us, and we turned him down, and everyone was mad at us for not getting the deal done. But it was for the Raiders, and personally, I'm so glad that Gruden blew that up and then blew himself up. Like he went suicide bomber on 2 situations, and then
he's like, oh man, I made a really bad decision. Time to end it.
Yeah, pull the pin.
Time to hit the self-destruct button.
But wait, why does Dana White know this?
Because Dana White knows everyone, and he was a diehard Patriots fan, and he knows Tom Brady really well. And basically, he was Dana White was working with the Raiders to try and get him to come. Apparently,
he was pitching it.
Apparently, Tom Brady was already looking at houses in Vegas.
And then real crappy.
Yeah, and then Gruden went full car And
Man, Gruden's the best thing that ever happened to the Chargers.
Really, in the last
10, 15
couple of years, yeah. Good work, Gruden. We're proud of you,
John.
Yeah. Not for many things, but we're proud of you for that.
Smooth move.
X-Lex.
All right. Well, yeah, there you go, Bollywood Herbert. Thank you for asking the
Thanks
question.
for bringing that up.
Let's move it on now to 3 Doobie Doo.
Certified trash.
Who asked the question?
Oh, let's go. We re-signed Derwin to the biggest deal for a safety in the NFL and a record-breaking $29 million for the first year. I'm glad he got what he deserves. But let's get right to the question. Oh, in your honest opinions, looking at the schedule we have this year, what do you think our overall record will be, and where do you think we will place in the AFC West? Oh, give me an ice bag, please.
So what was the voice?
He wanted an old man that got kicked in the nuts.
We're getting creative here on Ask Boltfam. Good work. Welcome to the party with creative requests.
Yes. Thank you, 3 Doobie Doo.
Good work.
Great name too, by the way. All right. So looking at the schedule we have this year, what do we think our overall record will be, and where do you think we will place in the AFC West?
Kyle?
14-3, first place.
15-2, first place.
You were just waiting for me to say
16-1, first place.
Stairway to heaven.
$1, Bob.
We need one more. We need one more host, and we can get all the way up there to the dippity top.
We're at the 17-0.
Yeah, we're so close.
Yeah. I think there's going to be just one game that makes everybody go, huh? How did we lose that one? But the rest, we're going to win.
And in case you're listening to this for the first time, we are the Shamelessly Positive podcast.
Yeah.
So I just want to reiterate that. Most of you know that already, but
it's 3 Doobie Doo being certified fresh.
Yeah.
If you didn't know that we were shamelessly positive, look at Adam right now.
I mean, come on.
Just take a gander.
Doesn't get much happier than that.
Does this look like a serious podcast that we talk about stats? Come on. Get with it. 3 Doobie Doo, thank you for asking the question. Let's move it on now to Coach Lago.
Coach Lago, it's been a minute.
Who asked the question?
Lucky Charms.
Oh, you.
Yes.
Boys. Season is almost here. Can't wait to shotgun a brewski in Thunder Alley with y'all on 8/11. It's going to be a glorious start to the season. Oh, the Raiders. Just got to watch the new All In, and damn it, I love this team. What Telesco and Staley have put together is just, it's fucking exciting. The personalities and talent on this team are great. Changing gears here. As a guy who's invested countless hours and money into coaching, albeit hoop, I can't honestly say that there's not anyone else I would want coaching this team right now. I'm 100% bought in on Staley. He's genuine as hell, says the right things constantly. The players love him, but he's all about accountability. I could continue on. So, boys, if you could swap Staley and staff for anyone else in the NFL, would you do it? If so, why?
That's a good question, Coach.
Huh.
Staley and staff. That's the interesting rub there.
It's a different culture, but it's a proven culture. Belichick is kind of a hard one not to be like.
Hard one to pass up.
It is. I'm
the only one.
I think that's it for me. I'm ride or die with Staley, though. Like that's the hypothetical one that I'd be like, make me an offer. You know, something like that.
Make me an offer I can't refuse.
Make me an offer I can't refuse. But I'm fourth in Staley. I am die hard. I'm full ride. Let's go, Staley. Let's ride.
Yeah, I think it's hard to argue the constant success that Bill Belichick has had.
Mm-hmm.
And he does it with defense and special teams.
Right.
And
with Justin Herbert.
And fear.
With Justin Herbert on the offensive side, I just like you pair that up with Bill Belichick genius, and I don't know how you don't win a bunch of Super Bowls. I'm not saying that Staley can't do it, but if I had to switch, that's the one I would do for sure.
Well,
yeah.
And I want to bring up one of the pundits on, what is it, NFL Network, Fox, whatever it was. He had like 5 big, like shocking things that are going to happen this season. And number 3 was Staley was going to get fired.
That's, yeah.
What?
Click.
Yeah. So I saw that. I'm going to talk amongst yourselves. I'm going to find it.
Well, that to me just sounds like somebody going, you know what? I'm going to make a proclamation so absurd that
clickbait.
I'm probably going to be wrong, but if I'm right, everybody's going to say that I'm the freaking best. I'm the smartest guy in the room. And it's okay. Yeah, that's the gamble you want to make. I wouldn't do it.
Nope. I'll find it eventually. Oh, here it is. Chris Canty's bold predictions. Number 3, this will be Brandon Staley's last season as Chargers head coach.
Chris Canty, an idiot.
Suck my nuts.
Chris Canty,
here's a
lick
bold
my rainbow. How about
Canty.
that?
Yeah.
I'll give you something bold, Canty.
I'll give you a bold proclamation.
Yeah.
You won't make it till Friday. So, all right. Well, there you go, Coach Lago. It seems Belichick would be the only one we would do, but given the other options, I think we're with Staley for this. I think it's going to be interesting to see what happens
100%.
this season, second season in. We actually get to see, hopefully, some progress. I think we will. Obviously, with all the guys that we've signed on, the tough guys that we have on this team, it's really going to make a difference. So, Coach Lago, thank you for asking the question.
Brewski, week 1. We didn't address that. I'll see you there, brother.
Absolutely. Brewskis will be tossed back. Let's move it on now to Dude, Where's My Karma?
Certified Fresh.
Who asked the question?
Are you worried about Brandon Staley's defensive scheme? A common thing I always heard about Gus Bradley's scheme was that everyone could step in and play it. And with the injuries last year and watching this preseason, it seems clear that if we don't have the starters out there, this is an ugly defense to watch.
All right. Well, I defer to the coach. What do you think?
Yeah, I don't know. It depends. No one liked Gus Bradley's defense, correct? Even when the starters were out there.
It was so basic.
If you want to have a plug and play type of defense that's very mediocre and that's the high end, it goes to, what do you want the high end to be? Do you want the high end to be the number 1 defense in the NFL, or do you want the high end, like the top, as the ceiling being 15, like a top 10, like maybe 10 is the ceiling of your defense with the Gus Bradley if you have your starters in there? Yeah, if you have backups, maybe you drop to a 15th. Maybe ours drops a lot more drastic. But the way that our defense is structured, in the being able to have guys play multiple spots, be a little bit more confusing, being able to hide stuff. Yeah, you have to have your guys. Nobody wanted Gus Bradley, so don't bring that up. Don't bring up the idea that we should run a cover 3 and anybody can play it. We got the guys so that we could be a number 1 defense. Now let's be patient and let the guys play. Not worried about it at all. I think that you have to have the best guys to win. That's sports.
Makes sense.
That's
just the way sports work. You have the better players, you're gonna win.
Right.
Yeah, coaching can go a long way, but if you have better players than the other team, look at the Rams. They win a Super Bowl because they had the best players on the field.
Yeah.
And we
Makes
stole
sense.
a couple of those.
So let's scheme around having the best players instead of scheming
Let's
around
get the best players
mediocre
in.
players. Yeah.
Then we can get a profit here. So, all right. Well, there you go. Dude, Where's My Karma?
Thanks
you
for joining us.
for asking the question. Let's move it on now to Rat Human.
Yeah.
Who asked the question?
So, everyone is saying, don't worry, it's preseason. Hoo-ha! But are y'all worried about the special teams? Backups or not, 14 points off special teams is no good. People say it's guys that are getting cut. But what about coaching? How do you all feel about it? Hoo-ha!
A lot of these guys are going to be playing on Sundays. A lot of the guys that were on the field when that happened will be on this team playing, on special teams. So I didn't feel great about it by any means. Like what Kyle said, are we not kicking it out of the back of the end zone just to see how well and see what these guys, what their development is? If that's the case, take one of those off. The punt, that was just whoever, I couldn't remember. I think it was JT Woods, just whiffed on the tackle. Like the hang time was great. They got down there, just clammed up and didn't make the hit. That's what happened in that play. So that's a gunner thing that they need to address and figure out the best gunner situation for this team.
Yeah, I agree. I just think the kickoff return, that's poor coverage. But yeah, you're gonna 90% of the time in the NFL nowadays, you kick the ball out of the back of the end zone and you just don't think about it. That's what the Cowboys did, even in this preseason. They're just like, let's kick it
No
to the end
returns.
zone and not have to worry about it.
Yeah.
And now we're getting that out of the way and realizing we don't have the guys to go do that consistently. So let's give up the 25 yards, let them start there, and have our number one defense in the NFL go wreak havoc. The punt, again, like you said, Kev, that was one guy being a bonehead. He was there. He just he almost like his internet just cut out.
He went dial up. It really went dial up. He froze.
He lost connection with what his brain was doing.
Yeah.
He lost
just,
yeah.
Yeah, he didn't go. He didn't do it. That was so frustrating because that would have been he'd have blown him up if he was playing fearless. If he was playing
last week we did that and they hit him, the return guy, too early. So now they're all on their heads.
Hey, I'll take too early in a 15 yards versus a touchdown all day long.
Yeah.
Get aggressive.
All right. Well, there you go, Rad Human. Thank you for asking the question. Let's move it on now to Tom Telesco's burner account.
TTBA.
Who asked the question?
Man, that was a terrible game. Good thing it's preseason and we're working out our kinks still. On a bright note, I feel like we did a lot better defensively. Held them to 3.5 yards a carry and to 2 of 12 on third downs, which were the two main stats I was looking for. However, I am really concerned with tackling. I think training camp has become too soft in the NFL in general with the total lack of live tackling. Excuse me. I see other teams like the Bills starting to let live tackle again. Don't you guys think it's worth it at this point? I mean, maybe just let our second teamers and special teams contributors tackle in scrimmages as we know our ones can tackle. I can't let this poor tackling carry into the regular season. Can't love you guys, man. Bye.
I love you guys, man. I don't know the solution.
I think it's an
to
interesting
this.
perspective.
If you don't know how to tackle by this point, like what's happening? Like what do we really need to iron out? You're a professional football player. You should know how to wrap and tackle. Get your head on the right side and drive through and finish the tackle. Do you think extra reps of tackling in practice do much, Kyle?
I mean, honestly, from my perspective, just my thoughts is that it's injury prevention, getting your body moving in that way again. But like technique and know-how, these guys have been doing it for 15 years. They've been playing tackle football and doing all the drills that you hope they would do. I think that the softness of the mini camp and training camp and the preseason stuff, that just leads to injury, those little knick-knack injury stuff. So having a couple days, especially the backups, let them get after it a little bit.
Yeah.
Increases the intensity of practice, helps guys not to get those little dings because they're not used to getting hit. I don't know. The lack of tackling, I don't know if an extra 30 minutes a day of live tackling is going to help these guys that much. Maybe it would. Maybe I'm way off. But yeah, in high school, it definitely helps.
Yeah, I think it's just interesting that, we're getting this shit out of... I'm trying to take a shamelessly positive spin on this. We're like getting this shit out of the way now. We're setting themselves up to be in tough situations to see how they perform. And this is how you decide what guys you want on your team. This is what helps you decide who you want on the field when it matters.
Mm-hmm.
And you're not going to find that out unless this happens. So if everything was going perfectly right now, I don't know if that would be the best thing for us, because then we're not going to really be able to evaluate who these players are and what they're capable of doing.
100%. Couldn't have said it better myself. So there you go, Tom Telesco's burner account. Thank you for asking the question.
Thank you.
Moving on now to House of Hain, who asked the question.
Well, I'll say special teams were, special as in horrible. I hope this is not what we will see in the regular season and just guys trying to get a job. Question, what will be done about the right tackle? Always have a running back or tight end chip all game. Can't love you by I say the Raiders.
I think we have something coming up on next episode that might dive into this a little bit, huh, Kai?
Yeah, the Thursday's Coach's Corner Friday's Coach's Corner will give you a little bit of a look as to what people think is our starting right tackle. And yeah, any pass plays that are trying to go downfield, I think you're going to get chips and help on that right side. If it's the quick passing game, the RPOs, the play actions, I don't think you will. But in a straight drop back where it's a 3-5 step where you're looking for stuff downfield, I think you're going to have to help the right tackle. It's just a necessity. One, to keep Justin healthy, and two, to allow those plays to develop the way that they have to.
With that being the case, do you think that that's going to basically telegraph to the other team, like, hey, going deep here?
It's going to be on
after
their
the snap,
list.
yeah. After the snap, you'll know, but they're going to line up like normal. They're not always going to line up a guy there only to stay in and help, right?
Sure.
So sometimes they'll line up a tight end over there and he'll go on a route right away, or it'll be a run play. It's not going to telegraph it right away. If after the snap you see that the tight end stays in, yeah, you'll probably know, hey, they're trying to take a shot deep. But I don't think it's a dead giveaway just from the pre-snap look.
Okay. Something to think about there. House of Hayne, thank you for asking the question. Let's move on now to Brian, who asked the question. What are your real opinions on Jay Tillery bust? Do you guys think that he will be on the active roster this season? Cut. I mean, if you see his stats soft, he is barely producing Charmin 2-ply. I don't know why we are still keeping him. Cut him. He hasn't got close to Bosa's stats, God. The only thing he has in common with Bosa, Thor, is they wore the same number, 99. He should have been cut before the season started. Never should have been picked. I think Warrior Villy would produce more hoo-ah if I was GM Power. I would have cut him a long time ago. Bye, Felicia.
Oh, shit. This was a throwback. What was this a throwback to?
He asked for Mr. Subliminal, which was a character that Kevin Nealon played on Saturday Night Live. Like,
that's right.
Would just like drop these little lips of like under his breath of like, bust. But he obviously did it much better than I could. But
that was awesome script,
Ryan.
dude.
That was fantastic.
And I feel very similar to everything said in this statement question.
Yeah, Tillery just, I don't know, man, just doesn't show up. He's just not there. Like, I don't understand why it's gonna suck to cut a first round guy, but
right.
Or is there a team desperate enough that would trade for him? We can unload him right now.
There's no way. They know that we're going to cut him. Why would they trade
seventh round pick? You can guarantee if you cut him, he's open up to every team in the league. But if you don't, he doesn't have control. Give up a 7th. I'll take a 7th. That's how desperate I am to get rid of Tillery right now.
Just get something in return.
Yeah, just give me 7th.
Something.
Yeah, give me something. What a terrible. If that ends up going that way and he doesn't even play a snap or he gets traded or he gets cut, like, man, we've done really good with these first round picks the last 6 years. That was not one of them.
Right.
And that was our good year where we went deep into the playoffs. This is what happens when we go deep in the playoffs, guys. We get Tillery.
Yeah.
So can't have it both ways.
That's right. Yeah, but obviously we want the guy to be good. And it just, especially in these preseason games, we're just not seeing the flash.
First round guy in his 4th year going up against backups, and he's nowhere to be seen.
Yeah.
I have been specifically watching him when he's on the field. Like that's been my focus. It's right tackle and what's Jerry Tillery doing?
Mm-hmm.
He's just getting pushed around, man. He is so not in. He'll flash like we talked about last week. He'll have moments where he'll get in the backfield. But then most of the time he's just getting driven out, getting washed out. It's just so frustrating to watch.
Yeah. We'll see what happens. We'll see what the 53-man roster ends up being. But Brian, thank you for asking the question. Let's move it on now to Benjamin Sanchez, a.k.a. Benjamin your mom, who asked the question.
What are y'all's opinion on this Horvath neighbors position battle? I can't figure out why we haven't seen anything other than blocking. Horvath had 2 plays for 3 yards, one being a 2-yard TD against the Rams. He had nothing last night. What happened to this whole Alstott comparison?
Maybe they're giving Neighbors that was Neighbors' game. They're giving him more shots, because he scored. Neighbors scored. So, maybe that's just the flip-flop of the game. Like, it was a more heavy Horvath game 1, more heavy Neighbors game 2. And we'll see only time will tell what 3 will be. Oh, my God.
Yeah, I think everyone got excited about the idea of drafting a fullback, but we got to be realistic with what the NFL is now. Even if he is, quote-unquote, a fullback, he's going to get 5 5 would be a very heavy workday load if he gets 5 plays.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not going to be a predominant part of the offense. So he's got to find ways to contribute in other, in special teams. So it's just whoever one of those guys is a better special teamer. And so keep an eye on him this last week. Keep an eye out for Horvath and Neighbors on special teams and see what they're able to do, because that's where they're going to show up. You're not keeping a guy on your roster for 4 or 5 plays. As we saw last year with Gabe, he was not on the active roster a lot of the season.
Right. Yeah, we'll have to keep an eye on it and see what Game 3 brings for either one of these guys. But Mr. Sanchez, Benjamin, thank you.
Benjamin, your mom.
Asking the question. Let's move it on now to LA Chargers fan who asked the question. Is Michael Bandy wide receiver 3 or wide receiver 4?
Let's say 5 or 6, leaning into 6, probably.
Dude, he's moving. He is moving up that depth chart. That's 2 consecutive, consistent outputs for him.
Yeah, he's making a
scoring
case.
touchdowns in both games, 70+ yards in both games. That's not with 2 different quarterbacks too.
When they throw it to him, he catches the ball. Unlike Jason Moore,
he had 8
game,
receptions. He had 8 receptions in that last game. That's big time catches.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Yeah,
he's making
he's making a strong argument to move up that line. I can't imagine he's 4 though. 4 seems pretty. I mean, we're talking Keenan Allen, Mike Williams.
5 or 6 if he makes the roster. It's that.
You still got Palmer and Guyton to fight through,
and DeAndre Carter. Camp.
Yeah,
it's hard. It's hard, but Bandy's making it so that he knows he's trying out for other teams. He doesn't want to end up on a practice squad.
No.
When he gets put to practice squad, he's just trying to put his best foot forward so somebody else picks him up and puts him on the active roster.
Right.
He went 8 for 9 with 69 yards, nice, and 1 touchdown. So that's awesome. And he's very consistent, and he was catching the ball. You know,
fantasy
he had the
football.
best hands.
That's a huge week.
8
catches, a touchdown, and 70 yards.
Yeah, it's better than Jason Moore, man. He 2 catches on 8 targets. That's not consistency at all. So, we'll see. He's making a case. These are the guys that make the roster. We always have a guy each year that's like, oh shit, he made it. You know what I mean?
Right.
Maybe this is the Bandy year. You know what I mean?
The Bandy year.
Shows out one more time. Let's go.
LA Chargers fan, thank you for asking the question. Let's move it on now to Daniel Llewellyn, who asked the question. What's up, bro chachos? Okay. So, like Tommy T mentioned on the telecast that all 3 QBs are going to make the roster and likely 4 running backs. But, like, which roster bubble guy that we love is most likely to get the axe because of wasted roster space? Fehoko? Bandy? Okay, later on, dude! I mean, it makes sense. Having 3 quarterbacks and 4 running backs.
4 running backs is ridiculous.
Seems excessive as shit.
Seems a bit
excessive.
much.
Yeah, you need to have Fehoko. He needs to be on the roster. He needs to be on the roster.
But how do you keep him? Are you going to keep him over Fox or all these other interior guys? Like,
I don't know. I might keep him over Covington.
We just re-signed Covington.
That's why I think you're going to keep them both. I don't know. I don't understand. I don't see why you would keep 3 quarterbacks. That's still the fascinating thing to me. And Coach did say there's some things going around Twitter that they were like, we're guaranteed going to have 3 quarterbacks. But the coach said today in his, after practice, like press thing, that they're looking at it. It's not a done deal. So he'd like to keep them both, but we'll see.
Right.
And that's going to be where it comes down to the decision making.
Right.
Do you want to lose Bandy? Do you want to lose Fehoko? Is there some other guy that can really contribute? Or do you want to clipboard Jesus that's just going to be, standing on the sideline, keeping track of plays? Right. And I think that it's a hard decision they're going to have to make.
Yeah. I mean, they're smart guys. Obviously, they understand what it takes to get to the postseason. And the idea of holding on to 3 quarterbacks, I mean, if they do that, in their minds, there has to be a good reason why they're doing it. They might not say it. They might not explain it to the rest of the class why they're doing it. But to them, it makes sense. So I just got to assume that they're smarter than the rest of us and they know what's best.
I think that Easton Stick has a better chance of making it to the practice squad than Fehoko or Bandy do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
would
just
like
think
to
that they're
think
going to
so,
get
yeah.
scooped up before a third quarterback is.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, I would like to think so, but only time will tell. Daniel Llewellyn, thank you for
Thanks,
asking the question. And we go out of Ask Boltfam with JTex33, who asked the question. Saw this post on Reddit and wanted each of your responses to this scenario. How many kindergartners do you think you could personally take on in a fight before being overpowered? Stipulations and context. Number 1, the kindergartners are released 5 at a time every 30 seconds. Stipulation number 2, the arena is a standard-sized classroom, let's say 40 feet wide by 25 feet deep. However, the room is completely empty. Number 3, the kindergartners are unarmed. They are just going to run at you, attempting to punch, kick, bite, and scratch you. Their ultimate goal is to cumulatively dogpile on you and pin you to the ground. If they can pin you for 15 consecutive seconds, you lose. Number 4, you have to knock a kindergartner unconscious in order to defeat them. Once they are knocked unconscious, they vanish from the classroom arena. And number 5, you can use any strategy you want to fend them off, but you are also unarmed and you are not allowed to leave the room. Thanks for your time. The Raiders. K loves you. Bye.
Holy shit. I will say this. 5 is a good age, but my 3-year-old heel kicked me in the dick so hard 2 days ago. I'm still feeling the repercussions. So you can't take these little bastards too lightly, okay? You need to come in ready, head on straight, keep your head on a swivel, and do some damage. So, right. Kyle, what you thinking?
So it is hard. Part of the stipulation that's not included is type of 5-year-old, because I think 5 is where they really start to vary and go in different directions.
They can get powerful, dude. My 5-year-old is serious.
My 5-year-old, he's in jujitsu 2-3 times a week. He has like hands that are like strong, like they're like thick, strong hands.
Yeah.
If you said 5 of those at me, 5 Paxtons at me, I could probably get through, and they all came at the same time.
5 every 30 seconds. So you'd have to take them out pretty quick.
Dude, I would get tired pretty quick. Not gonna lie. I could maybe get through 15, 20, but
I think I could
get to me.
I think I could do 30. So here's my strategy.
Sure.
I think you really got to keep it simple. You don't want to overexert yourself. I think the strongest part on your body, obviously your legs. I think you start kicking the shit out of these little kids.
Right.
Head kicks, groin kicks, they fall on the ground. You just kick one into another. They bonk each other's heads.
Right.
They're both out. I think you really got to make it a leg game. You know, take out some legs.
Right.
I think that's the move to really effectively take out an entire school.
I think cardio is going to be tough for you, dude. You're going how many? 40 kids?
I said 30
rounds.
I said I could do 30. I could do 6. So that's
6 rounds.
That's 3 minutes.
3 minutes of
3 minutes
kicking.
30 kids. Yeah,
it's a lot.
And you got to knock them out too. So I mean, we're talking like headshots here. It's not just like
you could,
the legs.
I'd have a hard time punching a 5-year-old in the face because you're punching down
put
pretty
them
low.
virtual. Well, they're not real kids.
Yeah, I mean, as soon as it says here like they disappear. Like as soon as a kid disappears, I'm like, well, this isn't real. I think
I could open hand palm slap a 5-year-old into unconsciousness. I don't think I need to full on punch him in the face. So between the kicking and slapping.
Right.
I think I could do 30.
Yeah. We don't need blood to be shed. We could just open head, smack them in the head, and they're done.
I don't want them to have residual effects after this. This is a really kind of f***ed up Squid Game scenario that I don't think they signed up for. Their parents were like, you're not getting your snack after this unless you go take this guy down and pin him for 15 seconds. So I think
you will disappear.
Or you'll disappear and you won't
disappear from reality.
And you will never have
going? We don't know. Not in the stipulation.
No more fruit snacks at all. You get no fruit snacks. Yeah.
And yeah, you got to think like, when you're fighting a regular sized adult, you're punching straight. You're talking 5-year-olds, you're punching down. I don't know. Is that a benefit? Do you think gravity's helping you out there in that regard? Or do you think you're not used to this? So it's an extra bit of exertion.
If you raise your arm up, just hold your arm up like that. Hold your arm up.
Yeah. I got
That's going to wear yourself out a little bit. You can just keep your elbows low and just like,
yeah.
Yeah, just kind of rapid fire.
Become a
Just kinda-
punching nun, like
Rock'em
Yeah.
Sock'em Robot.
Yeah, Rock'em Sock'em Robot. Just keep your arms
right.
low, minimize the damage to your body, and just keep it rolling.
That's right.
Yeah.
All right. Solid advice. There you go.
I've never thought of this before, but now I'm gonna. This is a dark
As
place.
per
we went.
usual, the goofy questions we overanalyze the hell
Well,
out
hey,
of.
Yeah.
we have how many nephews do we have combined and all the kids? We could do 2 rounds.
Oh, we could easily
We
do
could see
2
how it
rounds.
goes.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I put money on the 3-year-old. He really knows exactly where your dick is at any point in time. And it's like a heat-seeking missile that his right heel is. And he hits you real good. So I look forward to that happening to you, Kyle, when you come visit.
It's the one that looks just like us.
It is. The little brown. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't even know. I'll say 10 before I just succumb to being pinned for 15 seconds.
No, I feel like I would just feel too bad. I would just give up.
Right. Yeah, especially if they start crying. Like if you punch one of them and you didn't knock them out and they start crying, I'd
That's
just be
a
like,
morale
oh, man,
killer.
I
I didn't think about the crying thing. Yeah, that would make you feel really bad. Leave it to Rainbow to bring
and
in
as they're
emotion.
disappearing, they're like,
Mommy!
as they fade away.
I'm like, oh, Jesus. All right.
Oh, bring on the next 5.
I'll lay down, count to 15. It's over.
Yeah.
Oh,
All right. Well, great question, JTex33. Thank you for asking it, and thank you everybody for asking questions for this rainbow edition of Ask Boltfam. We really appreciate it. Hope I wasn't too distracting. I try to take this seriously, but I think that's going to do it for this episode of Charge or Chat. Any final thoughts there, gentlemen?
No.
More bets in the
Excited to
future?
watch-
Has this been fun, or is this too much?
I kind of forgot about it, and every time it cut to your face when
Every
you're doing
time I
Ask
shake
Boltfam
my
questions,
head, it makes.
it was just like, wow, we're still doing this.
All right. Well, that's going to do it for Charge or Chat here, folks. Don't forget to bolt up because we're ready for any squad, any place.
Okay, love you. Bye.
Okay, love you. Bye.
Kid loves you. Bye.
And now, a word from our sponsors. This Christmas, get ready for the sequel that no one saw coming. I'm the party pooper. Arnold Schwarzenegger is back in one of his best roles ever. I'm a cop, you idiot. But this time, he didn't come to protect. He came to serve. Come on, stop whining. You kids are soft. Well, I got news for you. You're all mine now. You belong to me! How many kindergartners will it take to take down the man that started it all? Kindergarten Cop 2. You have the right to shut up! Rated R.